Hi, I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Run Smart New York. I'm with Caitlin, a local triathlete, and she's helping me out today. This is part one of a mini-series on how to prevent shin splints and stress fractures. So if you're one of those people who have a hot spot in the middle of your shin and you're tired of rubbing it and using ice on it and praying that it's not a stress fracture, then this session is definitely for you. So first of all, what is it? The shin is your tibia, and it runs down to your ankle, and shin splints is when the muscles on the back of your calf in something called the posterior compartment get really short and tight, and it starts to tug on your shin, and they say that it causes like a splintering effect. It's really an inflammation to the periosteum of the bone, which is like this cellophane wrapper that goes around the bone. However, when those muscles get short and tight, it just pulls on the shin. So that's one of the aspects that causes shin splints. The second aspect, pounding on the floor. And especially here in the city, a lot of people are pounding when they're running. So, you can't help it, but that's just another reason when it happens. But what happens when they start pounding too hard is that as your foot lands, it causes like a collapse of the arch of your foot, and that stresses out a tendon called the tibialis posterior. That tib posterior, that's what wreaks havoc on the shin by pulling on it and causing that inflammation that causes shin splints. And if left untreated, then it turns into a stress fracture. Lastly, when that arch keeps on falling and falling and falling, you have to figure out ways how to strengthen your foot to keep that arch up. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna focus on some strength training. All right? So balance, Caitlin, balance on one leg, put your arms up over your head, and now balance. One leg up. Look straight ahead and just kind of hold your balance. That's right, go back and forth. You see, by her working on the balance and balancing on that foot while she's perturbed with balance, there you go, get it back. What it's doing, it's working exactly on the arch of that foot and working on all these little neuromuscular nerve endings that keep the firing components of all these little muscles working. It's an excellent exercise to do for strength training. Now, what I'd like you to do, put one leg out perfectly straight, turn it facing me possibly, and now, like the numbers on a clock, I want you to lunge, touch, go to 12, go to 1, keep on going, go to 2, and just keep on going around the clock. What this does, again, working on the proprioceptors of her ankle and her foot, but it's also working on the balance of the kinetic chain of her glute medius. The glute medius is around the pelvis, and that's what keeps you balanced when you're running so your hip doesn't drop to the side. So it's another great exercise to get good at. Now, turn this way. Show everybody the arch of your foot. Nice. So the arch really needs to get developed with people who have shin splints. One of the better ways to do this is to simply crunch. It's called doming. Dome your foot, really dome it, and that works on strength to the bottom of the foot. It's also excellent for other foot conditions, but this is meant particularly for shin splints. So dome your foot and just kind of turn to me and walk around a little bit. This is like such a simple tool that you could use prior to going for a run, after you go for a run, inside the office. Now, come back to me again. Let's show everybody your foot. And now take your toes, crunch them up in the air. That gives a really nice arch again to the bottom of the foot. Let's do the same thing. Try to walk around, hitting the ball of your feet and your toes and heels at the same time. Keep on going. And that works on strength training to the bottom of the foot without having to use any weights at all. Another exercise I like is to strengthen the tibialis anterior. Now the tibia anterior runs to the front of the shin down to your ankle. Lift your ankle up in the air. That's this big cord, this thing right over here. So we want to strengthen that all the way up the shin. One of the best ways you can do this is just simply, while you're in the office, do some toe tapping. Here, tap it up and down right now. Keep your heel on the floor, pretend you're playing the drums. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And that strengthens the tibialis anterior. That's simple. When you strengthen the tibia anterior, just note that it also attaches to a bone of the arch of your foot that keeps your arch elevated. So it stops it from collapsing in. So that's another reason why we want to strengthen the tib anterior. Another way that you can do that, take a seat on the table for me. Take your shoe, kind of put this on. I want you to get a Dynaband, and this is one of the easiest ways to strengthen the ankle and the foot and the shin. I like a shoe on, otherwise it kind of easily slips off the foot. So take it, anchor it on your laces, attach it to the bottom part of a piece of furniture, and now just go straight up and down. Nice and simple. That strengthens the tib anterior. People are afraid to strengthen this or to do this exercise when they have shin splints because they think like this is what's causing their shin splints. The deal is, it's the weakness to this muscle that's causing the shin splints. So you want to get this thing nice and strong. The stronger this gets, the less likelihood that you're going to get shin splints again. Then you're going to point your foot and you're going to turn it like this and you're going to attach this band in a direction that if you turn your ankle, it's going to strengthen something called the peroneal muscles. Go ahead, turn it out. Excellent. Don't turn your knee, just your ankle. And this is another great way to strengthen the outer part of your shins. Again, trying to build up that dynamic strength to prevent shin splints. All right, join me for part 2 when we go over flexibility and mobility. I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Run Smart, New York.